Can you lose money in real estate investing? Absolutely. Now, in most major markets, you'd really have to try over the last 10 years to lose money, but people have, and in this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 ways people lose money in real estate investing. So I was visiting a good friend of mine in Ottawa, back when we were allowed to do those things, and he was taking me around. His dad used to be a very successful realtor in Ottawa, and he was showing me the different neighborhoods because he also is passionate about real estate. And it, became apparent his dad did very well in real estate and then lost all his money on an investment. And I was like, well, how does anyone, particularly a realtor, lose money on a real estate investment? Honestly, I didn't really believe him, I have to tell you. I was like, no, that can't be right. And what he said was he got in business with the wrong person, and that person messed up, and it actually cost him his fortune, which really sucks. It really sucks. And then I got back to Toronto, and an acquaintance called me, someone I know in the business who does, let's call it investing, called me to talk about his latest and greatest deal. And just a little aside, he was doing something like cooperative housing. It's basically like high-end rooming houses, which there's pretty good demand for in major cities around the world. Anyway, so this acquaintance called me to talk about this, and I was like, that sounds weird. So I started to ask him, the important questions about, how do you make money? What are the important things you need to know about this type of investment? And he didn't know any of them. Now, he didn't know I knew how to do it, but I knew it very intimately. And he just kind of kept responding, well, I'm going to have so many doors and it's going to be so much money, and isn't it great? And I thought, this is the guy. This is what happened to my friend's dad. He got in business with somebody like this who lost him all his money. Okay, so there are 5 main ways that you can lose money in real estate investing. Now, like my story, the first way is you can invest your money with the wrong person, the person that doesn't know what's happening. Now, it hasn't personally happened to me. Well, I was able to quickly avoid that situation, but I have heard horror stories from friends, deals they got involved in. And more benignly, I do advise some clients and friends. They come to me every once in a while with this great deal that someone sent them, and I'll pick it apart for them and help them realize it's probably not that great a deal and the numbers aren't that great. So let me give you 3 questions that you can ask that's gonna help you avoid getting into one of these situations. So the first question is, how am I gonna make money? And it's gotta be detailed. It can't be like, we're gonna have so many doors, we're gonna make so much rent, the money's gonna be pouring in, it's gonna be great. If that's the answer, run. It's not the investment for you. If it is a good investment, they will be able to tell you specifically how and why you're gonna make money and why this deal is better than other deals. The second question is, how are you gonna make money? Not you, the viewer, but the person who's trying to sell you this product. How are they gonna make money? Now, interestingly, the acquaintance I talked about, I think the deal was, investors put up all of the money and he gets half of the take. That doesn't seem very equitable to me, and nor should it to you. You should understand explicitly how this person is gonna make money, and if they don't wanna tell you, if they avoid the question, walk away. It's not worth your time, and it's not worth a horror story, right? And now the third question you can ask, provided the first 2 have gone okay, is what are the risks, right? And if they tell you, don't worry, it's gonna be great, there's nothing to worry about, that's your cue to run the other way, because there are risks. There's always risks, and usually there's 2 or 3 risks you need to know about. Honestly, when I advise my clients, I say, yes, there are risks. Here are the risks. There's 3. Here's what they are. And, here's my thoughts on the probability of making them happen. But you have to decide for yourself, is the return worth the risks? So the second real estate mistake I see probably most often, and this is you mess up a flip, right? So if you are doing a flip, just as a quick reminder, you want your acquisition cost plus the other costs plus a 20% profit margin to equal the after reno value, right? And that 20% cushion gives you room to make mistakes. Now, primarily people make two big mistakes. The first is they pay way more for the reno than they thought they were going to. And the second mistake is they've messed up the ARV a little bit. So they're not getting as much as they thought they were gonna get. And I do see a lot of properties on the market where it's clear the investor is not making money because, they probably went in with skimpy margins. They thought, oh, I can make 100 grand on this, not realizing that 100 grand can quickly get eaten up by over renovating, or they're not gonna get the sale price they want. And really they mess up the renovation so that when they go to sell it, they don't get the return that they want because something's wrong with it. They haven't done it the way they, haven't done the basic things like a powder room on the main floor, a great layout for the kitchen, a well thought out basement, a well thought out upstairs. These are things that first timers especially mess up and you can lose money. So the third way that you can lose money is you can overpay for an investment. And this one's really easy to do in this strong seller's market because people get into these bidding wars. My clients, what we do is we go through a detailed spreadsheet. After this price, we're not gonna have the buffer that we need in case something happens. When we hit that number, we stop, but a lot of people get emotionally involved in a purchase and they'll overpay. The fourth one, and you've probably seen this, is where people get overextended and they run out of money. So you'll see those houses that are kind of half finished. They clearly started some construction and couldn't finish. Well, that's probably what happened is they ran out of money. And honestly, now it's hard to sell because only investors can buy it. Only people with deep pockets can buy it because you can't get a traditional mortgage on a home like that if it's not sort of move-in ready. And then the fifth way you can lose money is you buy in the wrong area. So what do I mean by that? So when you're buying properties specifically for investment, you want to buy in areas that have a high after reno value, ARV it's called. Think of it as the ceiling on the price of the property. If you buy a property, intend to do some renovate, even if you're just buying and holding, you want to make sure that all those numbers add up so that area can support the amount of renos you're pumping into it, right? So as an example, say you buy a house for 1.2 million, you have to put in, say, $600,000 in renos in that house to make it the way you want. Now, if that neighborhood doesn't support, if there's been no sales of that type of property over $2 million, then you're probably going to be underwater on your renos and on your purchase. So not a great idea. I hope you found that hugely helpful. If you want to avoid losing money in real estate, please talk to me first. Shoot me an email, paul@thinkto.ca, or just book a quick 30-minute investors consultation, absolutely free of charge. Happy to help you talk you through things and help you figure out what makes the most sense. And please smash that subscribe button so you get updated when we post new content each and every week. Talk soon.